This week, a memo released by the White House Science Office listed ending the COVID-19 pandemic as a major accomplishment of Trump's first term. We all know that's complete and utter garbage. Yesterday alone, the virus killed nearly 1,000 Americans and infected nearly 100,000 more. Make no mistake, COVID is one of the biggest failures of Trump's presidency, so he prefers not to talk about it or to talk about how the media just talks about it. Now there's reporting that his administration is also holding back information from the public. NPR is exclusively reporting that the White House is withholding information about U.S. hotspots right now. An unreleased report from Health and Human Services reads that, quote, about 24% of U.S. hospitals are using more than 80% of their ICU capacity, and more hospitals have joined their ranks in recent weeks. Joining me now is Olivia Troye, a former White House coronavirus task force advisor to Vice President Mike Pence. Olivia, good to see you again. Thank you for being with us. I was quite shocked in reading the transcripts of the recordings that Jared Kushner made with Bob Woodward, in which he said that we're taking this back from the doctors. Give me some context on this.
Jared Kushner and the president have been manipulating this response from day one. And, when I heard those Woodward tapes with Jared Kushner, I thought to myself, this is what Jared Kushner has been saying in meetings. This is how he has behaved. I have personally witnessed this kind of dialogue where Jared himself felt like we were at war with everyone else, and they did not want any responsibility on this response. And they purposely go out and they undermine Dr. Fauci, Dr. Birx, and everyone who tries to speak the truth on this. And so hearing him say that is just par for the course. And now you're seeing the evidence play out. Everything I have been trying to tell people before they go vote is true.
So the concern is that there's a percentage of people who go to Donald Trump's rallies and get their news elsewhere who are believing this line, that this coronavirus thing is a media creation, it's a hoax, it's meant to bring Donald Trump down. Meanwhile, we're just dealing with numbers and facts, right? We had 98,000 new cases yesterday, 958 people reported died. What does it get the White House to get this wrong or to have wrong information out there? I don't really understand. I get that it whips up the crowd at a Trump rally, but what else does it get them?
It doesn't get them anything. It actually just hurts Americans. That's what it's just incredibly frustrating to watch the President of the United States actively put people at risk for his own personal agenda. And no one in his inner circle of influence actually cares. That is what is even more disturbing right now, is that you have a group of people in the White House who have just checked out from the virus and who are going to continue to play it down because they know they failed.
And when you say checked out, I mean, the president hasn't been at one of these meetings in a long time. Politico is reporting that Vice President Pence has been absent from COVID-19 planning calls for a month. The campaign has completely overtaken this. Is there some thinking, as far as you know, maybe you know from people who are still there, that they'll win the election and then they'll pick it up, or there'll be a vaccine and this will all end? Because the president keeps saying this week, we're rounding a corner. There's no apparent rounding of any corner here except a corner downhill into hell.
And the president has been trying to wrap this up since probably late springtime, I would say, or May. Look, I was actually personally asked to write a report for the vice president's office saying that it was over, that we were going to declare victory and wrap it up. Fortunately, that report never got released, probably because they realized that we were having increasing cases spiking. Right after the vice president wrote an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal claiming that there was no second wave. Well, we're clearly not out of the first wave. We're hitting a serious situation right now in the winter. And I think they're just going to keep moving forward, and they're going to say, or they'll say, okay, we have a vaccine. But the fact of the matter is the distribution of the vaccine is going to take a long time. It's going to take some time to have enough of that vaccine. And these hospitals and these healthcare workers are going to continue to be overwhelmed while fighting this terrible virus.
Is there a Kazoo, from Flintstones? Was there a Kazoo there who was saying, why don't we do this a different way? Why don't we be really, really honest about what's going on and what our difficulties are going to be, and do like Churchill did during World War II, rally the troops, say we are going to get through this together, but boy, it's going to be hard, and if you think it's hard now, it's going to get a lot harder. Was there anybody pushing for that?
Well, the kazoos in the room, as you say, were Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci, and you have seen them completely blocked repeatedly. And then now you see Dr. Fauci. I thank goodness that he goes out on the media and tells people what they need to hear and what we need to be doing. And you see Dr. Birx, she's nowhere near the White House right now. And I'm grateful that she isn't. She's out traveling right now out west. And she is out there pounding the pavement and getting the message out to local communities. Those are the only kazoos we have left. They're out there in the public, and I'm grateful that they're talking to people directly. Because this White House, if they were back here, they clearly won't allow it.
Olivia, give me the math on how this might work. If Joe Biden wins the presidency at some point in the next several days, we learn that to be true. Can he start to cobble together the team that will do what you were hoping to do, to take this seriously and put something into place? Obviously, he wouldn't be sworn in until January, but can this train be put back on the track and lead to something that is a better result than what we are seeing right now?
Well, I'm certainly hoping and praying that Joe Biden gets elected, because that is the only way we are going to turn this thing around. And I think that he can. He will take it seriously, and he has experts already assembled that have been trying to do the right thing. And listening to them and getting ahead of this and trying to curb the spread, that will go a long way. Starting with just supporting the mask wearing and moving away from the political division that this White House has done on this response. And, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be an uphill battle for a while for all of us, for all of America against this virus. We are going to be in this for months. And it's going to take us, all of us to unite and all of us to have each other's backs and protect each other. And I think that Joe Biden will be delivering that message, and he will, as hard as it will be, I think he will know that this is where we have to come together, and he's got to listen to science. And I know he will.
And we can all come together, and we can do this together, and we can pull together. I just don't know why that wouldn't be the implication for Americans who have proved over and over again that they have the ability to face down adversity. We just need to be told the truth. Thank you for doing that, Olivia. At great risk to yourself. You have been one of those people who has told us the truth. Olivia Troye is a former aide to the White House Coronavirus Task Force and a former advisor to Vice President Mike Pence. Thank you, Olivia. We're counting down to Election Day and making a stop in another key battleground state, Arizona, where early voting came to a close on Friday. We're going to bring you the latest from there right after this break.